And President Trump's foreign policy team is getting a major overhaul. The president's nominating outgoing National Security Advisor Mike Waltz as ambassador to the UN. The move comes after Waltz inadvertently added a reporter to a Signal chat discussing U.S. military plans, and that triggered a wave of backlash. In the meantime, Secretary of State Marco Rubio will step in as interim National Security Advisor. That makes him the first person to hold both roles at once since the Nixon administration. Let's bring in White House correspondent Karen Travers for more on that. Karen, Mike Waltz will have to face the Senate and be confirmed to this ambassador job. What do you expect that confirmation process to be like?
Diane, that could be a very fiery hearing when Mike Waltz goes before the Senate to be confirmed to be the U.S. ambassador to the United Nations, because he, of course, had all of those headlines about his role in the Signal chat where sensitive details about the U.S. attack plans on Houthi targets in Yemen were revealed. And he inadvertently, and admitted this, added a journalist to that group chat. This would be the first time he would really face a grilling over his role in all of that and his handling of sensitive information in his role as National Security Advisor. It's important to note that that position did not require Senate confirmation. This one does, so he would be getting questions from Republicans and Democrats who will have a lot of things to ask him about that particular chat, what other things that they do, how they conduct their business in the Trump White House on messaging apps like that, and how sensitive information is handled here at the White House.
Trump also signed an executive order aimed at ending funding for NPR and PBS, but the Corporation for Public Broadcasting was created by an act of Congress, and it's mostly privately funded. So what will this executive order actually do?
So the executive order directs the board of directors for the Corporation for Public Broadcasting to stop funding for NPR and PBS. That is what the president is looking to do because he and the White House say that their news coverage is biased. But it's important to note, as you did there, that this is federally funded by Congress, the CPB. So this will likely get challenged in court. But also when you look at the numbers here of how much funding actually goes to those two outlets, NPR gets about 1% of their funding directly from the federal government. Their member stations get about 8 to 10% of it from the CBP. PBS gets about 15% of their money from the federal government, so it's not insubstantial, but they do get the rest of that then coming in from private donations. This would be a big hit, of course, for the NPR and PBS. That is why we expect this would be challenged in court. But the president, with that executive order, trying to cut off federal funding that has already been allocated by Congress for this fiscal year, about $535 million, Diane.
All right, White House correspondent Karen Travers, thank you.